So I was thinking about this prompt, and it's a very evocative prompt, bang bang you're dead, but I was trying to figure out what exactly it evokes. And I was thinking about that for a while, and I came up with an idea that has a couple of inspirations. So I'm going to describe the inspirations first. The first inspiration is I was playing a game called Dogs in the Vineyard. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this game. If you're not, get familiar with it. You should definitely play this game. It's a tabletop role-playing game, and it's amazing. One of the things that I love about Dogs in the Vineyard is the narrative style that it has, because at the start of every conflict, all of the players at the table decide what the stakes are going to be. And it's very clear, and it's used as a narrative device in the game. You know exactly what you have at risk, what is in danger of happening if you don't win a particular conflict. And so this got me thinking about stakes, and stakes in games, and stakes in story, and what's important. The other inspiration is Michael Scott. I keep coming back to this. This is just a nugget from The Office that I remember and I love. Michael Scott is talking about his strategy for improv comedy. And he says, what's the most exciting thing that can happen in TV or in the movies or in real life? Somebody has a gun. So I start every sketch by pulling out a gun. Because you can't get better than that. You just can't do it. Obviously, this is absurd. I mean, we all laugh. It's crazy. And it's crazy because it's a complete misunderstanding of how storytelling works. But the fact is, video games are obsessed with death. The vast majority of video games involve just exactly those stakes. Somebody has a gun, and the player character is in danger of being killed. And those are the stakes. And if 99% of the movies that you went out to see involved somebody's life being at risk, you get really bored with cinema. But that's sort of the state of the industry in games. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you 12 games that I love, that I recommend, that are favorite games of mine, that have a stake, that have stakes in the narrative, and those stakes are not the player character's life. So that's my goal, and let's get started. Here we go. Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero is an obvious example. I think we all know this game. Nobody dies in Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero, what's at stake is fame and fortune. And when you lose a level of Guitar Hero, the crowd boos. And that's what's motivating you. And I think that's a really cool sort of risk to have. Outpost Koloki X is a game, it's an XBLA game from a couple years ago. You may or may not have seen it. It's basically a tycoon game. It kind of is representing a genre here. But what's at stake is your fortune. You are trying to build an empire, and you may or may not succeed. Alabaster, this is, I love this game. It's by Emily Short. It's interactive fiction. You play the woodcutter who's tasked with taking Snow White out into the woods and cutting out her heart. And so what's at stake is her life. Your life is not sort of in the picture. Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt, I thought about for a while because it seems like it's about points. There's not really anything at stake. But this is a game about pride. Because when that dog pops up and laughs at you, you feel it. And that's why you play the game. Because you don't want to be laughed at by the dog. Let's go. Okay. The Sims 3. This is also, what I love about this game is that actually character death exists in this game. And it's inevitable. The characters will get old and they will die. So what's at stake is not whether they're going to live or die. It's about whether they're going to be satisfied in their life, whether they're going to be happy, whether they can achieve happiness. Float Point is another interactive fiction game. You play a diplomat, and you're on a diplomatic mission. And what is at stake is the diplomatic relationship between two nations. You can cause them to go to war. You can cause them to create a peace treaty. And that's sort of what the stakes of the game are. Katamari Damacy is about your father's love. This is a game about not disappointing your dad. Oh, God, I love this game. We've all seen that screen. Cute Night, this is another indie downloadable game that I love. This is a game about a little girl who's trying to find her destiny. You're not going to die, but what your destiny is will change depending on how you act. And so what's at stake is finding sort of the destiny that you want. Phoenix Wright, we all know this game. I didn't put a lot of adventure games on here because a lot of the time there's nothing at stake. There's no way to lose. Phoenix Wright, you can lose, and what's at stake is justice. Your client can be wrongfully convicted. That's sort of what's at stake.
A lot of people died in this game.
Yeah, but not Phoenix. Immortal, if there's one game that you guys check out because of this, it's this game. This is such a good flash game, web game. You play this creature, you're trying to protect a family. What's at stake is how you are remembered. Trauma Center, this is the first Wii game that I ever got, and I loved it. And you play a doctor in an operating room, and your patient can die. And that's what's at stake, is the life of this patient that you're trying to save. It's a beautiful inversion of the typical video game scenario. Sands of Time, this is maybe my favorite, so I saved it for last. Sands of Time sort of feels like you can die in that game, but because of the way they set it up, he's telling a story. What's at stake in this game is the integrity of the narrative. I don't know, I thought that was cool. So anyway, I'm Sean Bouchard, thanks for listening.